I'm Melissa, this is Martin, Haley, and Maddie, and we're cruising America's Great Loop on our boat Cavalier. We welcome you to hop aboard and share in this journey with us.
Hey, child, up and go. A big world is out there waiting for us to live in every day.
Okay, well, welcome back to the Cavalier for another episode of the Cruising Cavaliers. This time we're going to talk about traveling from Fort Pierce up to Eau Gallie, which is actually part of Melbourne, Florida. So we left Fort Pierce, city marina there. It wasn't bad. It was a little challenging getting out of there. The currents are interesting, but we got out of there and headed up, and we were only going another like 25 miles or something like that. The original plan was we were going to find an anchorage up there, and we went by the first anchorage, and it didn't look that great. It looked like it was going to be pretty exposed to the wind, and then we knew that if we went up a little further, there was this little inlet, a little cove that you went. It would have been out of the weather better. So we said, let's go check it out. We can always come back. We were early in the day. So we got into that little inlet and the inlet was called Eau Gallie. I think I'm saying it right. It means actually
Rocky water?
Yeah, rocky waters. Yeah. So
which doesn't sound good, it's a nice place.
Yeah, it was a nice place. So and then we actually got in there, and there was a lot of boats in there. So we were looking and going, well, this is going to be a challenge, but yeah, we may find something still. And then we were looking at there was a marina right next to it. And it was in one of our guides, so Melissa got on there and called them and got a hold of them, luckily. And she had told our boat and everything else, and they said, well, you know, they weren't sure if they had a slip for us or not. So that we kind of cruised around, and they didn't have it. They thought they had one on the far end of it, and they didn't. But the lady said, "Oh, if you can get in that slip, the first slip you came by, have at it." And I said, you know, it was kind of interesting because Melissa was going, no, we don't want to go there. It's too small.
I thought I had heard him say that's too small of a slip.
Yeah.
But I guess I just
what I had actually said though was, boy, that's a small slip.
Okay.
Not it's too small, but boy, that's small.
I heard too small.
So I heard her tell her that talking on the radio to her. Or I don't know if we were on the radio or the phone, something, but we said no, we'll go back and at least look at it, right? And she goes, oh, if you can get in, it's yours. So we backed it up and we got that sucker in there.
We got it in there,
and
good.
with about maybe not even a foot to spare on either side of the boat. I mean, definitely not a foot on either side.
Yeah.
And backing into a slip like that's a challenge, but we went right in, no problem at all, and got tied up, and it was really. We were thinking it was just going to be a laid-back little stay one night and move on, and that's all we were really thinking about it. We're doing, and we got off. We walked around the docks, and we found some of the loopers who were there, and we were talking to them, and they were getting ready to walk over to go to dinner in town, and which we didn't even know there was a little town there. Right. So we didn't go that night because we were kind of tired. We had plans to make our own dinner and stuff. So we stayed on the boat, and then the next day we got up and we went to lunch over in that little town, and it's just like a half a mile walk at the most, and you're cute little downtown. There was all kinds of restaurants and little shops,
art galleries.
Yeah, there was a little art.
It wasn't huge, but it was a fun little town.
Yeah, we were not expecting it. It was a fun thing. We had no idea that was there. So we had a good lunch, and then it was kind of fun also because the St. Loopers. They had said if you're there, because they had already left. They left that day. There was a T-shirt in this one shop that they really wanted, but it was closed, so they couldn't get it. So they described what the T-shirt was and everything else. So we were walking by, and I go, "Well, that's the shop they're talking about, and that's the T-shirt." So we bought them the T-shirt, and then later on we got to give it to them. So in a future video, we'll give it to them.
But the thing was, we, like he had said before, is we thought we were only going to stay one night and just an overnight stay and then move on. But the next morning we woke up and it was just windy, crazy windy.
Yeah, wind was howling.
And we knew we could get out of there just fine, but then we were going to go to Fort Pierce.
So we're going to go up to Cocoa Village.
Or Cocoville, okay.
Yeah. And
we're all blended together.
Yeah, we were worried about the wind getting in there.
Yes.
And not getting out. Getting out, we'd gotten out of the slip, and that's not a problem. But getting into an unknown slip, we just had no idea what it was going to be. So
I called up. They had already at the Eau Gallie Marina had already said if we want to stay another day, that's no problem. So I called Cocoa Village and asked them if we could push our reservation a day, and they said, oh, no problem. They were very accommodating. So we just decided to stay, and that's why we got to go into town. And then that night, the marina doesn't have very many transients, but there's a few. But it seems like everybody stays there, and so they all know each other and stuff. And this guy was having an 80th birthday, and so they were throwing a party for him. And then the general manager, I think they call him, his birthday was that day as well. So they invited us to. They go, oh, we're gonna have a party. And we're like, oh, okay, we're thinking birthday party, all right, well, that'll be fun. They hired a band. They had food galore, so much food. They had like 3 different cakes, I think. And everybody was just having fun, and we got to meet so many people. And
lots of drunk dancing.
There's a little bit of drunk dancing.
You might see some too.
We'll see how it looks. I might not put it in. But it was a lot of fun. We were really glad that we stayed the extra day. Sometimes that just happens, we never know what we're doing, and right now I feel like we have some things planned out, and it might actually go the way we think it will, but who knows?
Yeah, we seem to change our plans before we even have them finalized.
We do.
It's crazy, but
yeah, that's the way it goes.
It's fun. So so that was pretty much it, and I think we got to fly my drone again there too, and I took the drone up and flew it around, so you'll have a little view of that, and it's really quaint. It's really cool. So I think the dogs, only one of them just left, but the dogs were giving 4 paws up. It was very good, wasn't it, Haley? Yes, it was. Okay, I think that's about it. Anyway, so thanks for coming along, and happy trails. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Crazy as life goes, we'll write a story we tell to a very own. So let's live, lost in the moment, taking it all in as we go. I'm counting on you now. Stay with me, let it keep on coming. You and I need to hold on to you. Yeah, as the world is in constant motion, you stay with me through the strange emotion. You and I, we will make it through. Yeah.
These guys look pretty good. So we are tied up here at the, how do you say it? Eau Gallie Yacht Basin, just north of Melbourne, Florida. And we had planned to anchor in Melbourne. It's kind of windy and it wasn't that much further up, and so we decided to, there's a little bay in here and you can see the anchorage. We planned to stay in this anchorage. We're kind of full. But there is a little marina here. It's not huge, but it's nice. There's not a lot of facilities, but they do have power and restrooms and that sort of thing. And it's really beautiful here, nice and peaceful. We're enjoying it. Here is the rest of the marina. There's a few other loopers here that we've had a chance to chat with. Little paddle boarder going out there. Nice, we're glad we stayed here.
As the world is in a constant motion, you stay with me through this strange emotion. And you and I will make it through, yeah. Oh, you and I, we will make it through.
Here we are at the Intercoastal Brewing Company in Eau Gallie, Florida. It's actually part of Melbourne, Florida. But it's like a cool place with a lot of cool artwork and the walls and stuff like that. Probably pretty happy with us tonight. We're just having fun.